Hey there. If you're over 60 and you've noticed your legs don't feel as strong, stable, or steady as they once did, this video could change your life. Because today, we're uncovering 3 common vitamins that might be silently destroying your leg strength, even though you were told they're healthy. Stick with me because by the end, you'll know exactly what to watch out for and what steps to take to protect your mobility, independence, and peace of mind. Chapter 1. The silent shift. It doesn't always begin with pain. In fact, most people don't notice it happening at all. Not at first. It begins quietly, like a whisper in your daily routine. Maybe you stop using the stairs and opt for the elevator. Just this once. Or you pause longer than usual before stepping off a curb, your brain calculating a risk your body used to handle instinctively. The changes are so subtle, they blend seamlessly into the background of your life. You tell yourself, I'm just tired today, or I'll walk more tomorrow, but tomorrow turns into next week. That stroll around the block becomes a shorter route. Rising from a chair needs a little more effort. You start bracing yourself against the armrest, not because you're weak, but just in case. And here's the part no one talks about. These little shifts aren't necessarily signs of disease or old age. They're often the quiet result of choices you never thought would hurt you. Not decisions made out of neglect, but out of trust. Trust in routines, trust in advice, trust in labels. Maybe you've been taking vitamins for years. After all, isn't that what we're supposed to do? Keep the body strong, fill in the gaps, stay healthy? But what if some of those very supplements, the ones meant to support your strength and protect your future, are actually working against you? This chapter marks the beginning of an awakening. The slow retreat of leg strength isn't always dramatic. It's not always marked by a fall or a hospital visit. It's often a quiet compromise, a gentle slipping away of freedom. Because that's what your legs are, really. They're not just bones and muscles. They're your independence, your autonomy, your ability to move through life on your own terms. And the real danger? You might not even realize you're changing until you've already adapted to the decline. By the time you notice your world has gotten smaller, fewer outings, less activity, more caution, the pattern is already in place. You've made adjustments. You've learned to live around limitations that didn't exist just a few years ago. And those changes? They didn't scream for your attention. They arrived silently, respectfully, like uninvited guests you didn't realize had moved in. But now it's time to pay attention. The first step to reclaiming your strength is to notice its absence, not with fear, but with awareness. Because what was once a quiet shift can become a powerful turning point. If you're willing to ask questions, if you're ready to listen to your body, if you're brave enough to reconsider the things you thought were helping you, including what's in that pill bottle on the kitchen shelf, this is not the end. It's the beginning of a deeper understanding. One that may change the way you see your body, your habits, and your future. Chapter 2. The Big Mistake. It was never supposed to be harmful. You took that supplement because you cared. You listened. You read the articles. Maybe a friend recommended it. Maybe a headline said it would boost energy or support bone health. And why wouldn't you believe it? After all, we've been conditioned to trust anything that comes in a neatly sealed bottle with a label promising vitality, longevity, or strength. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes even well-intentioned decisions can backfire. You didn't know that too much vitamin A could quietly weaken your bones over time, making them more brittle, more prone to fractures. No one told you that excessive vitamin E could subtly interfere with your muscles' ability to function, making your legs feel just a bit more tired, a bit more unstable. And certainly no warning label mentioned that an overload of vitamin B6, often found in energy-boosting blends, could lead to nerve damage. The kind that affects your gait, your balance, your independence. It's not your fault. This mistake wasn't born of ignorance. It was born of trust. The kind we all place in systems that are supposed to protect us. But the supplement industry? It's loosely regulated. Labels are flashy, but consequences are hidden. The advice you got was generic. The doses were one size fits all. But your body? It's unique. And as you age, it becomes more sensitive, more reactive, more in need of precision, not guesses. And this is the moment, right here, where realization dawns. That bottle in the medicine cabinet, the one you've taken every day for years, might be doing more harm than good. Not in a dramatic way, but in small, consistent ways that chip away at your strength, your balance, your quality of life. You might be wondering, how could I have made such a big mistake? Because no one told you that even good things, even vitamins, can become harmful in excess. No one explained how age changes absorption, how what once helped can now hinder, how even the natural can disrupt your body's natural resilience. This isn't about blame, it's about clarity. It's about seeing that protecting your health is not just about doing more. It's about doing what's right for you now. And that means stepping back and reevaluating what you've assumed to be harmless. You've been working hard to protect your future. But if that effort has been based on outdated or incomplete information, then it's time to pivot. This is not failure. It's an opportunity to become more informed, more selective, more powerful in your choices. Because the truth is, you still have control. And sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is question the things you thought you had figured out. The big mistake wasn't taking the vitamins. The big mistake is believing there's nothing you can do about it. And now that you know better, you can do better. Chapter 3, the 3 vitamins to reconsider what you thought was helping, might be holding you back. You've spent a lifetime doing the right things, staying informed, eating well, taking your vitamins. But there comes a moment in every well-intentioned routine when you must stop and ask, is this still right for me? Especially when it comes to 3 common vitamins that millions of seniors take daily without knowing how they might be silently working against their leg strength, balance, and independence. Let's take a closer look, not with fear, but with clarity. 1. Vitamin A, the bone whisperer turned threat. Yes, vitamin A plays a role in vision, skin health, and immunity. But in high doses, especially when taken as a supplement rather than through food, it can quietly turn on your bones. Here's what happens. Vitamin A accumulates in your body. It's fat-soluble, meaning it's stored, not flushed out like water-soluble vitamins. Over time, excess amounts begin to interfere with bone remodeling, weakening them from the inside out. Fractures become more likely. Your balance becomes more vulnerable. And suddenly, standing up or stepping off a curb feels just a bit more uncertain. And yet, you were only trying to stay healthy. So before you reach for another capsule, check the label. If you're already eating a diet rich in liver, eggs, dairy, or fortified cereals, you may not need that extra boost, especially not the 5,000 plus IU found in many over-the-counter supplements. 2. Vitamin E, the muscle disruptor. Promoted for heart health and anti-aging benefits, vitamin E sounds like a dream. But for aging muscles, and especially the muscles in your legs, the dream can become a nightmare. High-dose vitamin E can interfere with blood clotting, increase bleeding risk, and most critically, begin to impair muscle coordination and strength when taken in excess. Studies suggest that the antioxidant benefits don't scale up with higher doses, but the side effects do. Muscle fatigue, subtle tremors, or that sluggish feeling in your legs after light activity, they may not be from aging at all. They might be from that daily E you thought was harmless. 3. Vitamin B6, the nerve blocker. Often marketed as an energy booster or cognitive enhancer, vitamin B6 is added to dozens of multivitamins in B-complex blends. It's meant to support brain function and nerve health, and in the right dose, it can. But too much of it? That's where trouble begins. Your body can't keep up with chronic excess B6, and the result is peripheral neuropathy. That means numbness, tingling, burning, or loss of coordination in your feet and legs. Sound familiar? What makes it more dangerous is that the symptoms creep in slowly. By the time you connect the dots between your B6 intake and your weakening gait, the damage may already be done, and some of it may be permanent. So what do you do instead? You don't have to panic, but you do have to pause. Review your labels. Add up the doses from every supplement you take, especially if you're using multivitamins, fortified shakes, or anti-aging blends. Then ask your doctor for a full nutrient panel, including vitamin levels, not just the basics. And most importantly, remember this: real strength begins with real food. Supplements may support, but they should never replace a foundation of lean protein, fresh vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. Let food be your medicine, not mystery pills. This isn't about giving up. It's about getting smarter. You don't need more pills, you need more precision. So yes, it might be time to reconsider those 3 familiar vitamins. Not because you did something wrong, but because you're ready to do something right. You've come this far. Let's make sure your legs carry you the rest of the way. Chapter 4. How this happens. The slow fade. You didn't see coming. It doesn't happen all at once. There's no alarm bell, no red warning light, no sudden collapse. Instead, it starts with something subtle. So subtle you might laugh it off. A moment of hesitation before standing. A short step that feels longer than it should. That quiet little voice inside whispering, "Was that always this hard?" The invisible chain reaction. By the time most seniors begin to notice a loss of leg strength, the decline is already in motion. It has been for months, even years. It's not one thing. It's many small things happening quietly, stacking up in the background. Here's what that chain reaction often looks like. You take vitamins you think are helping, A, E, B6, but you're not tracking the cumulative effect. They're building up quietly in your system, interfering with bones, nerves, and muscles in ways you can't feel. Yet, you start avoiding long walks or stairs, not because you're lazy, but because your legs just don't feel ready. They feel stiff or unstable. You chalk it up to age. You sit more, to rest, to be safe, to give your legs a break. But the more you rest, the more your body begins to decondition, and muscle, it disappears faster than you think. Balance begins to fade, slowly, silently. You might trip over a rug, catch yourself on a wall, feel off balance getting out of bed. You start holding on to things just in case. Fear creeps in. Fear of falling, fear of injury, fear of being seen as fragile. So you move less, stretch less, trust your legs less. The cycle deepens, all while your mind stays sharp, your heart stays willing. But your legs, they start writing a different story. It's not your fault, but it is your wake-up call. This isn't a story about weakness. It's a story about misinformation, about modern health habits that are more marketing than medicine. You've been told to take your vitamins since childhood, and for good reason. But no one ever explained how things change after 60. No one told you that what once helped could now be hurting your strength, balance, and independence. And no one showed you that the real danger doesn't look like a fall. It looks like the steps before the fall. That slow fade, that quiet shift, that moment you stop trusting your legs and start sitting your life away. But here's the truth. You can reverse this. You don't need a dozen pills. You don't need expensive machines. You don't even need hours in a gym. What you need is awareness. You need to identify what's harming your body, even when it wears the disguise of health. And then you need the right kind of movement, the right kind of nutrition, and a plan built for real life, not the back of a vitamin bottle. You've come to the turning point. Now you know how it happens. In the next chapter, we'll show you how to stop it. But for now, just know this. If you've felt your legs fading, if you've started sitting more than you walk, if you've wondered, is this just what aging feels like? It's not. You're not broken. And it's not too late. Chapter 5. The Turnaround. When you finally understand what your legs have been trying to tell you, there's a moment. It might come while sitting on the edge of your bed in the morning, wondering why your legs feel like they're made of sandbags, or while reaching for the handrail on the stairs, realizing it's become less of a precaution and more of a crutch. Or when you glance in the mirror and ask, when did I stop trusting my own body? That moment is everything, because it's not weakness, it's not failure, it's not just age, it's the beginning of the turnaround. The first step isn't physical, it's mental. Before your legs get stronger, something else has to shift. Your belief that decline is inevitable, because it's not. Your body is still listening, still responding, still capable of rebuilding strength, even after 60, 70, or 80. The key is getting out of your own way, stopping the silent damage, and giving your body exactly what it needs. Nothing more, nothing less. The surprising truth about strength. Leg strength isn't just about lifting weights or doing endless squats. It's about communication between your brain, your nerves, and your muscles. When that line of communication is clean and clear, your body responds fast. You feel stable, capable, and confident. But when that signal is blocked by oversupplementation, poor nutrient absorption, chronic inactivity, the strength fades, the connection frays. Your muscles weaken, not because they're lazy, but because they've stopped receiving the call. Here's the good news. That signal can be restored. And once it is, strength comes back faster than you think. Your muscles remember. Science calls it muscle memory. But it's more than that. It's a biological advantage baked into your DNA. Even after years of sitting, of slowing down, of feeling like your legs have betrayed you, your muscles remember who you were, and they're ready to respond the moment you give them a reason to. Even a few weeks of the right kind of movement can increase leg strength and stability, restore lost coordination, improve circulation, and reduce swelling, ease joint stiffness, and rebuild the confidence that aging tried to take from you. Here's what the turnaround looks like. No pills, no guesswork, no punishing routines. Just 3 simple principles. Remove the blockers, get rid of the harmful supplements sabotaging your muscle and nerve function. You don't have to give up vitamins, just the wrong ones. Reignite the signal. Use small, focused movements that rewire the brain-to-muscle connection. Think 5 to 10 minutes a day, not an hour at the gym. Rebuild from the inside out. Nourish your body with what it actually needs. Real food, better absorption, and fewer gimmicks. Your body will do the rest. This isn't about getting fit. It's about getting free. You don't need to run a marathon. You don't need to be a yoga master. You just need to move with purpose for your life, to get out of a chair without pushing off your knees, to climb stairs without fear, to walk through a store without needing to take a break. That's not a dream. That's a plan, and you're already in it. In the next chapter, we'll show you exactly how to make this shift, step by step, so your legs, balance, and energy return naturally and stay with you. But remember this, the turnaround isn't a someday thing, it's a today thing. Your legs aren't giving up on you. Don't give up on them. Chapter 6. Movement Matters. How small changes lead to big results. If you've made it this far, you understand one key truth. Your body is speaking to you, and it's not saying I'm done, it's saying pay attention to me and I'll reward you. Because as we've seen, aging doesn't have to mean the end of strength. It doesn't mean accepting pain or stiffness or weakness as part of the deal. What aging means, in the most empowering way possible, is that your body's needs evolve. Your muscles, joints, and nerves are still responding to the world around you. You simply need to give them a reason to reawaken. And the secret to all of this is simple. Movement. Why movement is the missing link. You may have heard it before, but let's break it down. Movement is life. Movement is how your body talks. It's the rhythm that allows your muscles, nerves, and bones to stay strong. Without it, you lose more than just your flexibility. You lose your confidence, your mobility, and, if you're not careful, your independence. The tragedy is that, over time, many of us stop moving. We sit more. We become less active. And while there are many reasons for this, comfort, convenience, or simply the feeling that we deserve to rest, the truth is that inactivity is a silent killer. It works quietly, day by day, inch by inch, until one day you realize that the simple tasks that used to be effortless now require extra effort. But here's the good news. Movement matters, no matter your age, no matter your current strength, no matter your physical condition. Reversing the damage, it doesn't take a marathon. The idea of returning to fitness or mobility often feels daunting. You may think, I don't have the energy to go for a run or spend hours at the gym. And that's completely understandable. Movement doesn't have to mean intensity. Start small. Start with movements that are tailored to your needs. It's not about running 5 miles or doing 20 push-ups. It's about doing just enough to reawaken your muscles and joints to the idea of movement. Here's how it works. Walk. Even just 5 to 10 minutes around the block can ignite your leg muscles, increase circulation, and stimulate the nerves that help you stay balanced. Stretch. Simple stretches like reaching for your toes or a light yoga flow will improve flexibility and reduce stiffness. It's also a great way to combat the tightness that can build up when you're not moving regularly. Strengthen. The key is gentle but consistent muscle strengthening exercises. Start with wall push-ups, sitting to standing exercises, or seated leg lifts. These movements engage your muscles without pushing them too hard. The magic of consistency. The most important thing to understand about movement is that consistency is the key. It's easy to become discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But just as with learning any new skill, change doesn't happen overnight. Think about the first time you tried to walk as a child. You didn't get up and run. You wobbled, you stumbled, you took tiny, hesitant steps. And yet those small steps over time allowed you to develop your full mobility and confidence. That's how it works now. Small, consistent steps lead to bigger results. So start with small, accessible movements every day. Whether it's a few minutes of walking, stretching, or strengthening exercises, it all counts. And over time, your body will notice. The power of gentle, focused movement. Not all movement is created equal. What's most important is how you move and with intent. Here's why. Gentle movement. If your body is weak or stiff, the last thing you want to do is push too hard, too soon. Gentle movement helps to lubricate the joints, stretch the muscles, and reignite the nerves that control your legs. Don't push yourself into discomfort or pain. Focus on comfort and consistency instead. Controlled movement. Think of every movement as a message to your muscles. Whether you're standing up from a chair or reaching for an object on a shelf, do it slowly and with control. It helps to rebuild the stability that you might feel you've lost. Functional movement. These are the movements that matter the most because they are the ones that mimic daily tasks. Practice squatting, bending, reaching, and stretching. These are the movements that will improve your ability to function in everyday life, whether it's getting in and out of bed or carrying groceries. Reclaiming your mobility. As you focus on movement, you'll start to notice something remarkable happening. Over time, your body will become stronger and more stable. Your muscles will regain their tone. Your joints will become more mobile. And most importantly, your confidence will return. There is an undeniable joy that comes from being able to move freely again. You'll feel stronger. You'll feel more independent. And you'll realize that even at an older age, your body can still rise to the occasion, if you just give it the attention it deserves. But the key here is to never stop moving, even on the tough days. Making movement a habit. Think of movement like any new habit you'd build. It starts with a little intention, followed by consistency, and eventually becomes part of who you are. Here's how you can make it happen. Start with your daily routine. Can you add a 5-minute walk to your morning routine? Or stretch while watching TV in the evening? These small changes help turn movement into a habit. Create a schedule. Set a specific time each day to move and make it non-negotiable. It can be first thing in the morning or in the afternoon. The goal is to commit to it. Find joy in movement. Movement shouldn't be a chore. Whether it's dancing around the living room to your favorite song, gardening, or playing with your grandchildren, find activities that make you smile. When you enjoy the process, it's easier to keep going. At the end of the day, movement is your key to freedom. It's the bridge that connects you to the life you want, full of independence, confidence, and the simple joy of being able to enjoy the things that matter most. It's not about pushing your body beyond its limits or chasing some perfect idea of fitness. It's about honoring your body with the care it deserves through movement, nourishment, and consistent attention. Your body is stronger than you think. All it needs is a little nudge, a spark of movement to bring it back to life. So take that step today.